Today, I'm thrilled to introduce Pamela Mayer, an inspiring creative force in the world of ethical fashion. Pamela is a graduate of the Pratt Institute and has spent decades mastering the art of handcrafted clothing, working with indie designers in New York before forging her own path. For 17 years, she owned and operated a beloved boutique, creating modern-day heirlooms with a deep commitment to sustainability, integrity, and timeless design. Her journey has been one of passion, resilience, and reinvention. From building a dream studio by the Delaware River to recently closing her store and stepping into an exciting new chapter. In this episode, we'll dive into her experiences, the lessons she learned, and her vision for disrupting the fast fashion industry to make way for conscious, lasting style. Thank you so much for joining me today, Pam.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here. I was constantly being pulled in different directions. Luckily, I worked for myself and I could, if somebody was home or sick, I could be with them. Always had the opportunity to bring them to work. They were total studio kids. They were on my cutting table in my store running around. They were babies there. They were hanging out. They were toddlers. They were school aged. And I'm really lucky that I got to have that experience, but I was burned out. By the time I came to you, I was a people pleaser. I was a creative. I was a mother. I'm in a marriage. I had a household. I was on different boards. I was doing all the things. And what I lacked the most was joy. And what I realized was for me that I needed to dig deeper. Something wasn't working. Something wasn't quite like I drank the bone broths. I did my breathing. I had horrible, overwhelming anxiety and I had unresolved trauma. And for some reason, I picked up on you on Instagram and suddenly like I was listening and I was like, I keep coming back to this Nancy lady. And I was like, oh, this unresolved trauma. Like I can't go further because something is blocking me. And what you spoke about resonated so much with so many things that were, when I dug down into it with you, it was a lot of things. When I came to work with you, that was my biggest challenge, was like, I didn't know how bad it was until we really started unpacking stuff. You know, what I realize now looking back, when people talk to me about issues or problems, it's kind of like sometimes you just need to listen to people. Your experience isn't their experience. What'll help me might help you, but probably isn't going to help. It's such a unique experience and such a unique walk that you have to walk it yourself and you have to do the work and you sort of have to unpack the things that maybe are hiding away. I think that it gave me the confidence to realize that I could stand in my sovereignty as myself. Like there was a little bit of like, well, what are you going to be without a store? What's your ego going to be without the store? What's your creative process? And I think my work with you has taught me to like, it's about being rather than doing. And I believe that working with you gave me the confidence and the ability to just be like, you know what, I'm done. I really enjoy being by myself. I enjoy time with myself. And that was the one thing I think that I was missing, was sort of being creative by myself or working in my garden or just like taking that space with myself. And being creative for me is about like taking that time in that space. And what I learned is that I need more of that than I was giving myself. And I needed more creativity and more space to be creative